Welcome to Your Story Matters. My name is Linda Olson. I'm the founder of Wealth Through Stories and Your Story Matters Masterclass. Our expert guest today is JulieMay. Julie is a keynote speaker, author, mentor, and A-list event producer. She inspires thousands of women as president and founder of Shine Events, Joyful Living Women's Conferences, and coaching business leaders to produce successful events. Julie and her incredible husband have 7 wonderful children. Anyone who can balance a large family and all the event planning she does has to be amazing, right? You'll want to listen closely as Julie shares her wisdom, insight, and incredible gift offer. Julie, welcome to Your Story Matters.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here, Linda.
Oh, thank you. Well, we are excited to have you. You are an amazing woman with all you do. I don't know how you do it, in fact. So tell us a little bit about how you got started with your event planning and all you do.
Absolutely. So like you mentioned, we have 7 kids, and having a lot of kids, it has its ups and downs. And we had this one particular child, she was 16 at the time, who was kind of struggling a little bit. And well, we thought it was struggling a little bit, and it turned out to be she was struggling a lot. She happens to have bipolar depression. And she had gotten to the point where she was really suicidal, like really bad. And we had to go on what's called suicide watch with her, which means you have to physically be with her at all times. So at that time, I was actually a school teacher. I ended up quitting my job so that I could be home with her at all times. She was in high school, but like she would just go like in between classes and try and do self-harm, or like it was really, really bad. And so, like I said, I quit my job. I came home to be with her, and we kind of had this journey together of figuring out how to help her be healthy and happy again. And kind of through that, I became really, really passionate about helping people learn to find joy in their lives. So all of us are going to have crap that happens. All of us are going to have things that come up. All of us are going to have people in our lives that need help with learning how to find joy in their lives. And so I started speaking on other people's stages just about how to find joy, how to like overcome depression, and some of the tools we had learned to help my daughter. And it was good for the most part. Sometimes when you go to speak at other people's events, you'll have like 5 people show up for your class. And I would travel these great distances, and I'd be like, well, I helped 5 people. That's fantastic. And it's good, but I wanted to have like a huge impact. And so if I'm totally honest, I was like praying like really hard, like what can I do to have a bigger impact? And it was like tuning into a download of information where it was that the answer was to have my own events where I could be like the keynote speaker, get up and share all this information we had learned to help women overcome challenges, to find joy in their lives. Because one of the things we also have found is the impact a woman can have in their home. I'm grateful for my husband. I'm grateful for the men in my life, but I think there is just something to having a woman in the home that has some tools and some answers and that can help not only herself, but her children. And so that's what we started to do.
Wow, that is quite a story. I do have to ask, how's your daughter doing today?
She's good for the most part. It is like bipolar is kind of a thing you deal with on a daily basis. It doesn't like go away, but she's doing really well right now. She has a lot of things she can use when she has a bad spot, so she doesn't get into those suicidal thoughts. And she has some lifelines and some things we've worked out for her. So it's not that she doesn't have bad days. It's now we have some tools to help her when she gets there.
Very good. So, yes, the speaking journey is quite an adventure, isn't it? You never quite know what you're going to expect on the other end. The exciting thing about planning your own events, obviously, is that you have so much more control of the event and how it goes on. So, how long was that process? And did you just kind of do that by trial and error, or did you take training with this? How did that happen for you?
That's a great question. So this whole idea came to me in January. We had our first event in August of the same year. And I hired a mentor to help me through. So there was a gal in Utah, which is where I'm from, that was holding these events that had 1,500 people attending. And I was like, okay, she knows how to have an event, right? So I hired a mentor to help me out because it was my first time. I had no idea what I was doing. Still the best money I've ever spent. And so that's the route we went. And I just noticed I had been to a lot of events, and I'm crazy observant about how everything is run. So I think I had a bit of a natural knack and tendency for it anyway. But then having somebody hired on to teach me really, really helped. And our first event had 300 people. We were super successful, and we have grown and expanded so fast since then. It's been amazing.
And you say since then, so can I ask when did you actually get started?
So that first event was August of 2016. So we're not talking about all that long ago.
Wow.
We haven't, but we've already spread to 4 different cities in Utah and have 4 events in a year now. And our last event had 500 attendees. So, we're growing pretty fast.
That that is amazing. Wow, you are growing very, very quickly. So 4 events in just 2 years. You are doing 4 events in 4 different cities
Yeah.
and bringing in hundreds of people. Yeah, talk about increasing your impact. Boy, you've exploded.
Yes, our impact grew really fast. And so it did fit that purpose. And the coolest thing ever is, doing something like this is kind of scary, right? Anytime you do something gigantic, it's like the scariest thing, right? But at the end of the day, there's always going to be somebody who comes up to you and says you changed their life. And so, all of the work, all of the hardship, all of the fear that you get through, in that moment, it's always worth it. In that moment, I know at our last event, we had a gal that came up to us and said, oh, just coming here gave me the courage to leave a physically abusive husband I've been with for years. And 2 weeks later, she actually left the house. We've helped people with their children with suicidal tendencies, or the women themselves that didn't know where to go and how to get help. And anytime we hear anything like that, we go, man, this is incredible. I can't believe I'm even a part of anything to do with this. This is absolutely amazing. So,
Wow, that is really amazing. So, how do you use your story with all of this? Do you share it at each event, or how do you use your story?
I do usually share it at events. But I don't know, it kind of depends. I hold this story kind of close. It's really kind of tender to our family, obviously. She was so bad that the police actually came, knocked at our door. And it was almost midnight when they came. They're coming. There's the police at our house, and she was just waiting for us to go to sleep to commit suicide that day. So that's how close we were. We probably saved her by 10 minutes, which is kind of terrifying. And at the other end, I go, some of this must have happened for a reason, because we are able to help all of these people. And so I have this love-hate relationship with sharing this story, because it's still kind of a rough story. She still has days she struggles and stuff, and people ask all the time, is she all the way cured? I'm like, actually, you really can't cure bipolar. There's things you can do to help make it better, and that's the things we do. But I'm never going to probably get up and say she's cured. So that part's difficult. So I usually share it maybe once during an event, but most of the time, unless I feel really prompted to, I don't. So I must have felt prompted to share with you guys today.
Well, thank you for sharing with us, because you know how that goes. There are so many people in pain. Their pain may be totally different circumstances, But to hear that even while you are in process, you are still influencing and impacting so many people. And I just believe people need to hear that, because sometimes I think they just think until I'm completely healed or have just moved beyond that, then I can reach out. But I think there's a time and place for both. And you've shared that so authentically and so well. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome. I do know that there is something to sharing along the journey, because I think none of us are ever going to get to that point, especially like if you have some speakers out there. A lot of the speakers are like, well, I'll get up and start sharing my message when all of the pieces are perfect, or when I get really better at this part of my presentation, or, I have more closure on this part, or, just get out there and start doing it. Like, just start going and sharing as much as you can, because you never know who you're going to impact. And every time you share and every time you do something, you get better and you do start to heal through the entire process. So that's kind of my encouragement right there, is don't wait. Don't wait until you think it's all cured. Don't wait until you're perfect. It's never going to come. So just get out there and do what you can right now.
Oh, thank you. That is a great encouragement. So you're already exploding with your events. What do you see as kind of a long-term goal, or what do you want to accomplish?
I want to call we want to take this like nationwide and then like worldwide, so that we can help people all over the world. And so we're starting to be able to do that just like through live streaming things we're going to be doing with our events this year. That's new. So this year you will be able to like gather a group of friends together and watch it, in different cities throughout the US. And I think we have one actually in Africa and one in Ireland that we'll be able to live stream to those locations for our biggest event this year. So that's kind of what we're looking to do, is have a global impact on helping women in general just learn to overcome and be their highest self.
Wow. I love it, because you're dreaming big and it looks like there's no stopping you. So right. that is truly fabulous. You've already left our listeners with just some incredible nuggets. Do you have another just golden nugget that you want to leave with them today?
Let's see. My biggest golden nugget is, because we haven't talked about, any of the things to find joy in your life, right? So we've talked about my journey a little bit, but this is my golden nugget for those days wherein you just feel yucky and you don't know how to overcome whatever the challenge is of the day. Is to find gratitude in something. There's always something to be grateful for. If you can find just one little thing to have gratitude and that feeling of gratefulness towards that day, suddenly things will start to kind of flip in your mind and you'll start to see things through a different lens. So find something to be grateful for every day.
Oh, I love it. I actually teach a lot on gratitude and the power of gratitude. It truly is very powerful. So Julie, I know I am so excited about the gift that you are going to share with our listeners. Tell us about it.
Okay, so our biggest event is coming up in August, which sounds like it's far away, but to us that's really close. And it is in Utah. It's called the Joyful Living Women's Conference. And this is where we teach you how to create joy in every area of your life. We have relationships experts, financial experts. We have people that have overcome a whole bunch of trials, so they can teach you about overcoming. We have, all of these things to help you create joy in all these different areas of your life. I'm going to be speaking there, and our keynote speaker this year is a gentleman named Kirk Cameron, who is like a total awesome rock star guy. But if you don't know him, he was like a child teen heartthrob in the 80s on, what was his show called? Was it Growing Pains he was on? I can't remember. It was Growing Pains. Okay, so like a lot of my friends like had his calendar on their wall because he was total cutie, right? But the cool thing about him is now he he married his sweetheart from that show, and they're still married. They have like 6 kids, and now he produces motivational movies, and he's all family centered. And a lot of the teen heartthrob sort of kids from that age all went off and did drugs, and a lot of them actually died from that, horrible things. And he came through it with a lot of faith and gratitude and family values, and he teaches how to have really great relationships. So, which through Hollywood is actually pretty hard. If you can have a relationship that lasts that long through Hollywood, you're pretty much a rock star in relationships. Anyway, so we have this great event coming up, and what we wanted to do was offer a really big discount on our VIP tickets, which includes like front row seating, and you get like a private luncheon with Kirk Cameron where you get to like take pictures and ask him questions. And we are going to do those for only $127 for your listeners, which is like a 75% discount on their value. It's crazy awesome.
Wow. That is crazy awesome. And, you know, Kirk has truly been somebody I have so highly respected for many years. And you're right on. You know, he has strong family values, great faith, and has just really walked that stable life. And if, like you said, if anybody can do that in Hollywood, I can't imagine a greater challenge. So, wow, he really be an awesome speaker.
Yeah, we're super excited to have him. So what you can do is you can go to joyfullivingconference.com. And if you click on tickets, you're going to enter promo code Linda, because we're on Linda's show today. And that is going to give you a discount on those VIP tickets. So we're excited about that.
Oh, super. Very good. Well, we will be sending this out to many people, and I truly hope that many of the women will take advantage of this. So very good. Well, thank you, Julie, for sharing your story that is just truly so personal, and also just for all you do, all the women you're impacting. Wow, not only nationwide, but globally already in just, you know, such a short time, because you were willing to step beyond your pain and see how you could help others. So congratulations. That is truly to be admired.
Thank you so much. It was a privilege to be with you today, Linda.
Oh, you're welcome. And I want to thank our listeners, everyone that has joined us today. I hope you've enjoyed this interview as much as I have. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye for now.